There's the mountains there, I'm sure. Most people have no idea what's in the mountain.
Deep in Adams County, near the Maryland border, towers one of the U.S. government's secret military facilities. The mountain that Fairfield Mayor Robert Stanley is talking about is Raven Rock, also known as Site R. The inside is a fully staffed bunker, believed by some to have more than 500,000 square feet of space, ready to act as an underground Pentagon in case of an attack on our country.
However, Raven Rock is shrouded in mystery. So few have been inside, and even fewer admit to doing so. Fox 43's Matt Maisel trying to address those rumors and to separate the fact from fiction.
In the heart of Adams County sits the tiny borough of Fairfield.
What we're all about is protecting our citizens.
A place which loves country and community.
Keep the taxes down, and we try to keep the security up.
Robert Stanley has been Fairfield's mayor for 12 years. He loves talking about his quaint home, but when topic turns to the mountain rising over town a few miles down the road,
I'm not going to bite.
Towering over Carroll Valley is the Rock. No, not that rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
Not that one either, although this rock might be harder for Sean Connery to break into. This is the Raven Rock Mountain Complex. And unlike those other two, this rock, known to locals simply as Site R, is shrouded in secrecy.
Everybody knows the mountains there, I'm sure. Most people have no idea what's in the mountain.
Mayor Stanley knows something about Raven Rock. He just won't say.
I had a very high security clearance in the Navy and NASA. And when I retired, that security clearance goes away.
And unless you have that top secret clearance, you'll never know. Barbed wire fences line the perimeter. My photographer Drew and I were standing across the street from Raven Rock's main gates in Liberty Township when 3 Pentagon-labeled SUVs pulled up just to ask what we were doing. We told them, they took down our information, and we're on their way.
They certainly aren't going to advertise or take photographs of the facility and a schedule of when people go, because it's supposed to be secure.
Even neighbors like Jill Ott, who's lived up the street from Raven Rock's entrance for 56 years, only hear rumors.
I don't know whether it's true or not. There's supposed to be some kind of an underground thing like from Virginia all the way up where they could drive up if they wanted to.
So to separate fact from fiction when it comes to Raven Rock, we went straight to the source. No, not the president, this guy. Meet Garrett Graff. He literally wrote the book on Raven Rock.
The U.S. government's secret plan to save itself while the rest of us die. That's pretty heavy.
That's fundamentally what all of this is about, is ensuring that there is someone left in what's known as the National Command Authority who's able to launch a nuclear attack.
Garrett spent 4 years researching Raven Rock and other government bunkers across the country. A former writer at Politico and Washingtonian magazine, Garrett's done his homework.
These are not sort of backyard fallout shelters. These are hollowed out mountains with small cities built inside.
Large enough to fit an entire government after a nuclear disaster. According to a 1999 Freedom of Information Act report, Raven Rock is home to multiple defense operations, Navy, Air Force, intelligence. Standing 6 miles from the Camp David presidential retreat, Raven Rock has 2 reservoirs inside, one for personal use and one industrial. And thanks to $2 million funded annually in the federal budget, it's staffed 24/7 with a dining center, fitness center, snack bar, and fire department among other daily needs. Graff says the government's interest in Raven Rock peaked after the September 11th attacks. Deputy Secretary of Defense Paul Wolfowitz was evacuated here from the Pentagon. Today, Graff says nearly 900,000 square feet of office space can hold more than 3,000 government officials. No families.
There needs to be someone there all ready to take in charge in the event that something happens here in Washington to the White House.
The history of Raven Rock goes back to the late 1940s. The start of the Cold War had President Harry Truman wanting a bunker in case of a Soviet attack.
The locals who worked on that, and I don't know the years, but I think it was the late 40s, called the facility Harry's Hole.
Go back and look in the Gettysburg newspaper in 1948 as they begin construction. And everyone in town knows, and people are actually holding picnics there to watch the excavation and to feel the dynamite blasts go on.
Today in Adams County, life goes on in the shadow of the rock, mostly unaware to life inside.
Zero. Really, I know there's an antenna on a mountain.
We never know you know, whether something's happening or what it is.
Inside almost every conspiracy theory in this continuity world, there are kernels of truth. And so sort of figuring out, you know, where that line is between fact and fiction, there's actually a lot more truth to some of these conspiracy theories than you might imagine.
The United States Silent Shield, right here in central Pennsylvania. In Adams County, Matt Maisel, Fox 43 News.